I've got another what do you do interview question. You have just finished answering a question, and now the interviewers are putting their heads down, taking notes on your answer, and that may last 20, 30, sometimes 40 seconds. In that interim, between when you finish one question and they ask you the next question, what do you do? I want you using every single moment in an interview to prepare for subsequent questions. So that means the first thing that you do, on the top sheet of paper that I have on my notes, I've got a seating chart. If I happen to be interviewing with several people, I know that the first question came from this person. The next question comes from this person. What's their first name? I've got their first name on the tip of my tongue so that when they ask me the question, I can say, well, Bill, the answer to that question is. The second thing I do in the middle of my first sheet of paper, I have what I call must-say items. These are things that are on my agenda that I want to tell them whether they ask for them or not before this interview is over. These are my biggest selling points. They're going to hear them, and I want to refresh my memory as to what they are. Second and third pages are all my behavioral examples. I'm going to flip through and do that. And I'm not going to pick my head up and look at the interviewers until I hear the next person say, Craig, I've got the next question. I want you to utilize every single moment in the interview. The other beautiful part about that is you don't have time to get nervous because in between questions, you are working. You're not sitting there going, man, I really screwed up that last answer and now I'm blowing the interview. Or you're not looking at the person over here who's still staring at you going, why are they looking at me with that face? And boy, they sure are taking a lot of notes. Did they not like my answer? You don't have time to do all that. You are working. The other beautiful part about this is if for some reason, when you got to one of the questions in the interview, you couldn't readily come up with an answer, and so you said, would you mind if we came back to that question at the end of the interview, and they move it. Now, what you do as you're going down through the rest of the questions is you answer the next question while they're taking notes. You're scrambling to come up. What am I going to say to that question I didn't know the answer to? And then they ask you another question and you answer that. And in between that and the next one, you're doing what? Same thing. What am I going to say to it? So by the time you get to the end of it, you probably have an answer for it. Utilize, folks, every single moment of time that you have in that interview. It's going to keep you from getting nervous, and you're going to be refreshing yourself on the things that you want to say moving forward. That's my tip for today. Till next time, see ya.